Borderlands the movie? Fail. 1993 Super Mario Bros? Fail. Assassin's Creed? Fail. And many, many more. Riot Games and Netflix have done the impossible, the exception to the rule. A video game adaptation that is at least above 50% rated. Arcane is not only just mid, Arcane has surpassed expectations. It is peak Kino. In terms of civilization, it is Rome 117 AD. Arcane has broken the glass ceiling and has landed on the moon. I can praise many aspects to Arcane, but one thing I think everyone can agree on, they took a risk on the visuals. A very unusual choice, but a choice that has panned out to be extremely successful. The VFX, the visual effects, I have an opinion. Just by itself, it is pretty bland, but combined in the blend of the choice of animation, it is 10 out of 10. The smoke, sparks, poisonous gas, the effects somehow stand out, but at the same time feel like it belongs there. Now, this is definitely one aspect that specifically live action adaptations get extremely wrong. But enough of the glazing of the blending between effects and the amazing animation, the character development and storytelling. Characters are balanced. Across many different media, we get, oh, this lame character, can we just skip a scene until we get to the character we enjoy? It is a very rare occasion that I enjoy everybody's screen time, actually rooting for both parties. It doesn't matter if they're good or bad, I kind of want them to come out on top. Similar to how I expect many others felt watching Monster, the anime, with Johann Liebert, the evil, and Dr. Tenma, the good. You kind of, for some reason, Johann Liebert, an amazing villain, you shouldn't root for him, but you do. About 4 days ago, Season 2, Part 1, Episode 1 to 3 released, and it is following the footsteps of Season 1. And another aspect that I have to applaud Arcane with is that it is easy to follow. And another glazing session, Netflix uploaded a 4.5 minute about video recapping Season 1. So Arcane and Netflix, again, well done. They actually care about your product. Looking through this list of video game adaptations, 2 key factors makes Arcane stand out, while 3 key factors if you include that it is well received. Key factor number 1, it is a series, not a movie, which leaves them the ability to have more time and scenes so that you can actually understand the character and their actions, which makes it emotional, which gives it passion. And another key factor is it is animation, not live action. If you want any proof of live action versus animation, look no further than the live action adaptation of Cowboy Bebop. The character Ed, which is this very over-the-top, charismatic, weird character, which on animation you can do pretty well. It just depends on the voice actor. Animation leaves them the ability to be more free-moving and very emotional in their appearance, while live action is just utter cringe. Important to note that there are 2 interesting entries on the list of live action adaptations or video game adaptations, is that Sonic the Hedgehog and Pokemon Detective Pikachu, which blends live action and CGI animation for their interesting characters, the main characters as in Sonic the Hedgehog and Pikachu, and I think other Pokemon. I didn't watch the movie, which, how are you going to do on a live action adaptation? The horror. Imagine like a SpongeBob, you paint a guy pink and give him a triangle head. It's just like that cursed picture of Majin Buu. In about 5 months' time, we'll have another interesting topic of discussion, and that's going to be the release of the Minecraft movie, which I expect to absolutely flop. Until Dawn, I believe, won't be a catastrophe because of the graphics of the game. It is a realistic visually. It is visually realistic, so a live action adaptation makes sense. Moving on to animated adaptations of video games. I did not realize this, but in 2016, there was a Ratchet and Clank movie. This is literally the first time ever I'm hearing of this. The budget was 20 million, box office 14.4. A topic I could make a million different videos, 5 podcasts, 5 hours each, is that judging by this, the budget was blown out for celebrity names and people that couldn't care less about the product. If I was ever in charge of a film, I'd do a great job. I got the layout, the foundation set already, the blueprints. Big chunk for one big name. Somebody like Henry Cavill that at the minimum knows the product and hopefully loves the product and has passion, and the rest a much cheaper price tag of actors that also hopefully love the product. But shelling out 20% on one actor that couldn't care less, no enthusiasm on the role itself, no enthusiasm marketing it, and the 200 IQ move of getting an actor, a low-cost actor or semi-low-cost actor from a country with a high population that will garner support no matter what. One Chinese, one Indian, and we're good on terms of viewers alone. Universal, Sony, Walt Disney, Warner Bros, Paramount, I will gladly accept the check. Reviews of Arcane. Is it well received? Absolutely it is. Nearly 300,000 reviews on IMDb. I'm not touching Rotten Tomatoes, it's just out of whack for some reason, not showing stats. And critics, we don't respect paid journalists. Those shills. Out of the almost 300,000 reviews, an average rating of 9.0. The worst rated episode of Arcane was episode 1 and 2 at a measly rating of 8.5, which for media targeted at modern day audience, whatever the hell that means, a peak of one episode reaching 8.5 is golden era for them. Let's look at some positive ratings and negative ratings. As you can see throughout the user ratings, mostly 10 to 8, big chunk on 7, measly there, and a lot 1 rated, which is very bizarre for some reason. Let's look at some 1 star out of 10 ratings. Cliché-ridden Drek. This series is so poorly written and put together that I am left bewildered as to how it gained such a high IMDb rating. Every character and piece of dialogue is written with cliché, made worse by video game tier voice acting. I can only imagine the scales have been massively tipped by the League of Legends fanbase, because this truly is mediocre at best. Another review, really overrated. I was expecting badass main characters and epic story, and I got slow paced, over the top drama, and a kid show antagonist. Pros: fluid and smooth animation. Cons: predictable plot. Characters are so streamlined, some moments feel very slow, like they are really trying to make sure that this character feels like the fights are slow motion for some reason all the time. I don't understand this decision. Music felt so off, it's completely threw my immersion away. Judging by these reviews, I think important to note that each episode is about 40 minutes. So maybe these people do watch a lot of anime and they're just on the pure, we just want fight scenes, which I am totally against. I like character development and prefer shorter fighting. So suits me. Maybe they're just a bit against the flow because it's just so well received. It kind of how the way they portrayed their wording. Now this 10 out of 10 rating is very interesting. Wow, as someone who had never played the game before, this was a great introduction to its lore. The story was riveting and the pacing was perfect, and the amazing animation and soundtrack just enhanced the entire viewing experience. The voice actors did an incredible job as well, particularly the voice actor for Powder / Jinx. There's also something important to note, that all the viewers, 99.999999% are players, or at least played, had a serious addiction sometime in their past of League of Legends. Tomorrow I'll release a video talking about why Riot Games pulled off an exceptional business marketing masterclass by their release of Arcane.